Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to DC's Titans. This time we're on episode 5 of season 2, titled Deathstroke. So we should have a fairly Slade Wilson-centric episode this season now. But yeah, last episode we had a flashback. We had a very, very flashbacky episode where they introduced us to Aqualad way back when. I think it was like 5 years earlier, when the original Titans were still together and they had all of them. So it was Dick as Robin, Donna as Wonder Girl, Hank and Dawn, Hawk and Dove, and Garth as Aqualad. So it was them, and they were just, being themselves, being the Titans and stopping crime, and also fighting Dr. Light. They met Dr. Light for the first time. They were introduced to him as a villain, and they took him out as a team. Donna was facing her own kind of issues, her own dilemma of having to return to Themyscira to fulfill her destiny as Wonder Girl and to be the Amazon warrior that she was meant to be and all that sort of stuff. So she wanted to do that, but at the same time she had kind of had somewhat of a relationship over the course of a few years with Garth, so she'd be dropping that, abandoning that if she went along, so she was kind of conflicted on whether to leave or stay, and then Garth just wanted so badly to convince her to stay and to be with him and be with the Titans and everything, so we had that whole story going on. And she did in the end. He confessed his love to her at the hangar, the plane hangar, and that's when Deathstroke struck. He was assigned. We saw him at the beginning taking on some smaller assignments, and then he was given the assignment to take on someone in San Francisco. So yeah, we did see him checking up on Jericho. We met Jericho back in the past, the years back. He's mute, I believe. He's not deaf, but he's mute, so he talks in sign language. And he has like a cut on his neck that I didn't notice straight away, but watching it back in, I noticed he actually had like a little scar on his neck, which I wonder if it has something to do with him being mute. But he's dead now. But I mean, yeah, like after Deathstroke killed Garth, the team, Dick tracked down Jericho. He tracked down Jericho, and in the end, that final shot, we saw that he knew Jericho was actually, more than just some guy at the music shop. He actually was connected to Deathstroke. So whether or not he knew he was his son, I think is up for discussion. He might have known he was connected, but he could also have known that he was Deathstroke's son. But yeah, but we know in the future that Rose actually goes to try and kill Slade in vengeance against them, because Deathstroke actually kills, or at least according to Rose, Deathstroke kills Jericho, so she tries to kill him in revenge. But now I wonder if the story is somewhat different, or if maybe the Titans actually had something to do with Jericho's death. Like if they got him involved in their revenge mission against Slade, because this was the first time they met Slade. It's the first time. It's like I think it's the beginning of the path that sets them towards disbanding, because clearly like Deathstroke was the reason they disbanded the Titans and the Titans Tower. So clearly there's a bigger story here at play that we've yet to discover. But yeah, hopefully this episode will do that. Hopefully this episode will do just that. But it was a fun flashback episode, a fun kind of history behind the Titans that was revealed. So going forward, I think we should have some more awesome stuff to see. But I think if we're jumping back into the present day, Jason has been kidnapped by Deathstroke and Dr. Light, so he is the way that they put the team in crisis mode. They lose one of their newer members and also the current Robin. So yeah, I feel like that will put some pressure on them to both defeat Deathstroke once and for all and to rescue a fellow team member. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from the last one. So episode 5, Deathstroke. Let's go. This will be the highlight reel reaction. This will be the highlights. If you guys want to check out the full-length reaction, the full-length watch-along for this episode, that will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that over there. But yeah, Deathstroke. Let's go. Let's go meet him.
He said shut the fuck up.
Oh, damn. Oh. Has Bruce trained him in escape? Has Bruce trained him in the art of escape? Yeah, he has to have trained him. You can't be Robin and not know how to escape the hostage situation. Yeah, especially when Batman's not going to be there. Oh, damn. Oh, he didn't train him for Deathstroke, though. Nah, he didn't train him for Deathstroke. Oh, damn. That was a cool entrance. Ooh. Did it hurt him? Oh, she cut him. Oh, she...
What happened?
Did you cut him or bite him?
Boy fucking wonder strikes again.
Keep your heads on a swivel, guys. Dr. Light could still be down here.
So I mean, you got Rachel and Gar being worried for Jason, and then you got Hank, who's just like, oh, wait, the little shit got into his own mess again.
Stay positive, Hank.
It's two different
Tracked out of bed
sides.
and trudged through sewer water because dipshit decided to go off half-cocked.
Yeah,
I think
it's...
Jason found Dr. Light.
This little asshole has a tracking device in him.
Oh no. Oh, they've blinded him and they've deafened him, so he doesn't know what the hell's going on.
I'll take care of the Titans myself. How do you fucking know, Vigo?
Oh, Deathstroke's gonna kill him. No, Deathstroke is gonna finish off Dr. Light. Yeah. No, you don't walk away from Deathstroke like that. You do not walk away from Deathstroke like that.
But it is he they shall find.
Oh, jeez. Imagine that though, not hearing or seeing anything and then just feeling someone stabbing you in the leg. That would be horrifying. Oh. Yep, he killed Dr. Light. He just took out Dr. Light just like that.
You could have come to me. I could have helped if you didn't keep it a secret.
How? You can't even control yourself.
Excuse
Oh,
me?
Jesus.
Yeah, I saw you yesterday.
Guy.
Come at me about keeping secrets.
Guys, come on. This is
First
not
of
the
all,
way to go about this.
My powers are fine. If I'd been there, I could have turned the guy into a glowing puddle. What did you do, Guard? Did you growl at him? Was he real scared? If you and Jason hadn't been so stupid and thought it through, none of this would have happened.
Screw you!
Hello? Anyone
Yeah,
home?
Corey's the heart and soul between them. Yeah, Corey, because she can bring them back together again. This is hard to watch. You guys are friends.
Rachel, I'm
fighting.
sorry.
Oh, is Deathstroke calling them? That is so creepy. That is so creepy.
You mean your little sidekick?
Who the fuck you calling a sidekick, asshole?
Attaboy.
There's our Jason. Ugh.
You fucking bastard! Come try that shit with me!
Just tell us what you want.
In order to suppress the ability to make Starfire until they reach maturity and can control their powers.
Okay.
Normally, this works, but not for me.
Why?
I don't know. My powers just wouldn't stay caged.
No, she's somewhat the
People
same.
like us.
The prophecy you found said that I was supposed to destroy a world.
Yeah, that's what I was
Or
guessing.
save
Maybe her
worlds.
powers are readapting from her
We're
original
not born
purpose.
good or bad.
Yeah.
The choices you make define your destiny.
Yeah, she changed her destiny, so now her
Trigon
powers are
chose
adapting to
darkness.
that.
I have to choose what my future holds.
Yeah, the kids are like, yeah, where's Jason after you went out to find him? Adults, old OG Titans.
You're all turning into monsters instead of trying to figure out how to fight one.
Thank God for Corey.
Deathstroke is as bad as you say
She
he
doesn't
is.
even know Rose.
We all need to get our shit together.
Oh,
Figure
crap,
out how to
where's
fight
Rose?
as a team.
Rose?
Look, we can talk and like have cookies and milk or something.
Oh, jeez, okay.
I don't want to hurt you, kid.
Yeah, right.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, fuck this.
Oh yeah, he's gonna fight the kid. He's gonna fight the kid. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. 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 Oh, okay. Oh, okay, no. Oh, she unleashed her darkness. Oh, her darkness is coming out. Yeah, that purple is coming out. Oh, okay. Oh, it's like she's got wings. It's like she's got wings. Rachel, what did you do? What did you do?
Rose!
She's alive.
Oh, she's still alive. Oh. 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 This some kind of grudge shit? Is she the grudge?
What happened?
Oh, does she have bio enhancements too, like him? Does she have bio enhancements?
To decide
Maybe it got passed down to his kids.
Hey, look at me. I'm not scared of you.
You should be terrified. But instead you've been played by that charlatan, Dick Grayson. He gives costumes to foolish kids, making them believe that they're heroes. Leading
What?
you like lambs to slaughter.
And what are you, Deathstroke?
Royal Protection Services.
Royal as in, like... Does Dick know?
She's that kind of gal.
Hell, anybody to come and save you. I'm waiting. But nobody ever comes.
He's not gonna let that happen to Jason.
Hank.
I joked about leaving him, but I'm not ready to give up on that little asshole.
Not yet. You know they're still good in
No
him.
matter how much he makes me want to punch him in the face sometimes.
Yeah, you love him secretly in your own little way.
If we turn ourselves into monsters trying to fight Deathstroke, there won't be anything good left when it's over.
You guys need to realize that Deathstroke is doing this to you. You fought him before. You know how he works. So you need to realize it's him playing little mind games, trying to get you to fight back against each other. Yeah, especially now that there are new members. You know, there's an obvious kind of team kind of struggle.
End your little experiment or I will burn this place down myself.
Oh, damn.
Gar, you and Rachel stay here with
Oh, damn. A tiger literally guarding Rose.
Or maybe I didn't know how to ask for help. It wasn't how I was raised.
Thought it was the right thing to do, but...
Yeah, Batman offers help. He doesn't
Turned out the
usually
way I
ask
wanted.
for help.
By the way, I like your new hair.
Yeah, me too. I love it. Yeah, the red curls. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You never learn, do you?
Oh, damn. Oh, jeez.
Always the hero. Take a look.
Take a look at what? Oh, Jason. Oh. No. No, Jason.
Say goodbye to your friend.
Oh, Corey. Yes.
You seriously listening to this bullshit?
Oh, 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 oh. Okay, okay. Oh, yeah, that was my best. There we go. Oh, oh. Oh, jeez. Tag teaming won't work. Oh, damn. Corey's got him.
Hang in there.
I'm surprised, but I like it. I'm surprised, but I like it. Oh. 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 Whoa, what's this? Oh, Jesus. Oh, is that his staff? I think it's his staff, his Robin staff. Oh. Oh, no. No! Jason! Jason! Yes, come on, get him, catch him, please, catch him.
Don't let go.
Don't let go. No! Oh, can Gar transform into a bird or something? Can someone catch him? Oh, god damn you, DC. God damn you, Jeff Johns. Oh. That was too good. No, that is a pinnacle cliffhanger ending. That is a pinnacle cliffhanger ending. Oh, okay. Oh, this was such a heart-pounding episode. Such a really enjoyable episode. A really enjoyable episode, incorporating Deathstroke into it pretty well. One thing they definitely showed was that Deathstroke's plan was working. His plan was working exactly as you expected. Exactly as you expected. You know, like he wanted to put the team in crisis, see what would happen, like see who would follow, who would lead, how the team members would react to one another, to the crisis, and what exactly would happen. So we had kind of two differing sides to this crisis. We had Gar and Rachel obviously being concerned and just being worried and wanting Jason to return safely, and then we had Hank, who right off the bat, Hank was blaming Jason for this, and he was like, if that little shit hadn't gone out on his own and gotten himself into this mess, then we wouldn't even be having this conversation. He'd probably still be here. So off the bat, he was like that. And I think it kind of I think I mean, you see where he's wrong, but at the same time, you get why he's like that. From the beginning, he's not really had much of a positive or gentle outlook or perspective on Jason. He's always kind of seen him as this little shit and as this kind of arrogant little asshole who's too full of himself and stuff like that. So he's always seen Jason in that light. But I think deep down, even he doesn't think that Jason deserves to be left behind or anything like that. And it took him a while to get there, but eventually he did. Eventually he did actually get there. And I think especially because he knows Deathstroke. The team knows Deathstroke. That this team knows that Deathstroke is not a force to be reckoned with. He is deadly. He is ruthless. He is cunning. He's not just a brute force fighter. He is a tactician. He knows what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. He knows exactly how to actually plan his attacks and how to actually control people and stuff like that. So he is he's a master fighter. It's why he's one of the deadliest characters in DC Comics history. And he's only even human. But he knows how to do all stuff. He's a one-man army all by himself, and it's also thanks to his various medical enhancements too, the biomedical enhancements that he was the only survivor of. He was that strong that he managed to push through when no one else did. So yeah, but we had that, and we had Rose and Hank kind of blaming them. Rose just kind of kept to herself. She was just being involved in herself, but she still had that same kind of stance on this that Hank did. She believed that Jason got himself into that mess, so it no one else was to blame but him, and Hank had his own thing going on. But I think I like that Hank in the end had we even hear Hank Hank empathized with the kind of pain that Jason must have been going through. Jason, I think with Jason, it's we see in this one, he puts on a facade of bravado and macho-ness. He puts on this kind of mask more than just the Robin mask. He puts on a mask of being this brave soldier, this brave Robin, this brave vigilante, this brave kind of sidekick to Batman and everything. But deep down, I think even because it's even more clear when you think about his shock seeing that Deathstroke was involved, seeing the fact that the girl in their custody was Deathstroke's daughter, because then the only logical outcome of that would be that Deathstroke would be coming after them, and it's Deathstroke. You mention that to anyone in the DC universe, and they all know that they've got a fight on their hands. So they'll know that something dark is coming their way. They might be able to handle it, but it's still something you concern yourself with. He's not like a C-list villain or anything like that. He is top tier stuff. He's top tier stuff, which kind of makes me nervous because I think I think since we saw him in the beginning of this season, I was curious as to how they'd actually pull him off. Because again, I'm so used to seeing the Arrowverse version of him that's just been incorporated into that show alone for so long. I loved it. I loved the Arrow. I loved Arrow's Deathstroke. I loved Manu Bennett's version of him, and how he was pulled off and how he was incorporated. He was such a great villain. So seeing him in this, it's very different. But I was curious to know what his backstory would be, what his incorporation into the Titans would be. And I think I actually looked it up and I read somewhere that I think I actually mentioned this before. But Deathstroke is actually not just a Batman or Arrow villain. I think even with Arrow, a lot of the villains they use for that are a lot more centric to Batman, but then they actually just transferred over to Arrow and made it for him too. So, but even Deathstroke, he's not just exclusive to Batman. He is a sworn enemy of the Titans. So that's something they actually really have to work to pull off effectively for this show and stuff. So that was really, really cool to see. So yeah, he wanted Rose back. He wanted his daughter back. He didn't want his daughter running with the Titans. But then back to Hank. I wasn't finished that. With Hank, seeing him defend Jason on the phone, him being Jason, him hearing Jason, just trashing Deathstroke on the phone, be like, attaboy, that's our Jason. He never gives up easy. He never gives up without a fight. He will cuss you out even if it kills him. So yeah, and then actually threatening Deathstroke, why don't you come try that with me? Why don't you come try that with me and stuff like that? Obviously with a lot less stammering, but still, you see that at that point you see what Jason at that point you see that Hank can see what Jason's really going through, and even in the end, like talking to Dawn, like seeing that, you know, he can empathize with Jason's kind of hidden pain. Like with Jason, it's a lot more hidden because again, he puts on that kind of that bravery facade, a bit more of a bravery facade anyway. But you know, he sees that, you know, with Jason, and especially because Jason, like, you know, like Deathstroke actually had gagged him of any kind of senses, like besides from touch, he couldn't numb him, but he didn't want to numb him. But he made sure that he was blindfolded and wearing noise-cancelling headphones, so, you know, he couldn't hear or see anything. And that scene as well, when he actually takes the tracker out of his leg, that one just horrified me, because imagine being in that position. You can't hear anything, you can't see anything, you're trying so hard. Like with Jason, Bruce has only taught him so much. You know, Bruce has only taught him so much. I was glad to see in the beginning. I was kind of concerned, like, you know, okay, fair enough, Bruce has only taught you so much, but he must have taught you how to escape. He must have taught you how to escape a hostage situation, especially when Batman isn't around. You have to know how to escape it. So he did escape it, but then Deathstroke being Deathstroke, he knows. He's on the lookout. So he was there ready with a sword aimed at his face and everything. But yeah, so with that, you know, like, you know, Jason kind of, you know, tilting his head and looking around even without being able to see or anything, like, you know, it must have been, you know, like, Bruce telling him, like, you know, when you've lost all these senses. And it's like, it goes back to Dick's training too. Like, you know, like, in battle you can lose anything. You could lose your feet, your eyes, like any of your senses, any of your body parts, but no matter what's taken, you have to keep fighting and win. So, like, you know, like, I think it was a combination of that, and also Bruce's training. Like, Bruce would have trained him to be like, you know, oh, if you lose any of your senses, focus on the ones you still have and see what you can gather from that. So, like, you know, him trying to hear maybe, or like even him trying to hear harder through, even with having those headphones on, or focusing on his touch, seeing like what was going on around him. You know, like when Dr. Light rushed past him, he would have felt like a tap on the leg, or maybe just like the air rushing past, so you could tell that, you know, someone left or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, but then again, it would have been horrifying, like being so focused on one sense, and then all of a sudden, you just feel like a blade or like a knife just jamming down into your knee. All of a sudden, just after not feeling anything at all, it would be horrifying. It would be horrifying. So he tried the best he could. He tried the best with his training that he could. So yeah, and again, he was captured by Deathstroke. He was in captivity by Deathstroke. So you would need to have some level of training to not go insane during all of that. To not go insane, you would need to have some level of training of maintaining your kind of heart rate, like maintaining some sense of sanity and actually keeping yourself calm and thinking things through, and, you know, of course, reassuring yourself that it's going to be okay. But yeah, but with Hank, he empathized with that pain. You know, like it kind of made him flashback to, on the one hand, it made him think of like you know, what Deathstroke is like, and knowing what Deathstroke is like, thinking, you know, knowing that Jason was in immediate danger, but also thinking back to his past with the football coach, with the soccer coach, the one that sexually abused him in the locker rooms. Like that one, like, you know, he took all that abuse for Donnie. He took it so that his brother wouldn't have to. But at the same time, it didn't make it any easier for him, because he was still alone with him, and he was in that level of danger, under all that pain, both physical and mental. And he just, you know, like you know, he even did, like, even the way he described it, like, you know, you keep thinking and hoping that someone's gonna come along, the pain will go away soon, it will stop soon, and you won't have to face it ever again. But then no one ever does. So he knows what it's like to go through that with little to no sense of hope. So, you know, and he even admits that, you know, as much as Jason does kind of annoy him so much, and as much as he does want to punch him, like, he still knows that deep down Jason, he's a good guy. He wants to be a hero. He's a good kid. He's just trying to do the right thing, even if, you know, the way he expresses it is a little different and a little more kind of aggravating than most. Like, you know, he still knows that Jason, he's not just Robin 2.0. He is Jason. He is a kid trying to do the right thing, trained under Batman. He's innocent as well. He's an innocent kid. He doesn't deserve to be under that kind of pain. So seeing Hank go from, oh, it's all his fault, let's just leave him to it, to understanding the danger he's in, and also, like, you know, just relating to it on some level as well. It was really great development to see. It was really great development. So yeah, so I mean, that's one of the things I want to see in this season. I hope to see Jason and Hank kind of forming somewhat of like a, you know, like a somewhat of like a friendship of their own, even if it's one where they're both kind of just bouncing disses and trash talk off of each other. I just hope to see them actually, you know, getting along on some level, even if they know deep down they trust each other and they're actually teammates and everything in some way. You know, like on the surface they look like they just kind of like annoy each other and hate each other, but deep down they are kind of cool. So I guess this is baby steps. This is kind of baby step one towards that. So yeah. But, you know, again, Deathstroke's plan was working. I think it was like, you know, especially in the sense of who leads and who follows and seeing how they operate. Like, you know, with the old Titans being back and the new Titans being there too, it's, we even saw it in the last episode. We even saw it in the last, no, not the last one, the episode 3, I think it was episode 3, where, like, you know, Jason was the one most vocal about it, about being left out and being left, and being separated from all the Titans meetings. Like, you know, like the kids were all told to train, while the old Titans actually got down to business and figured out what to do about Rose and Deathstroke and everything. So, you know, like with that one, up until now, Jason was the most vocal, but now with this one, with Gara and Rachel talking to each other, you know, they're also aware of it. They're also aware of the fact that they are being treated a little differently because they're the newcomers. And on the one hand, you get how they feel, but on the other hand, you get that this isn't an ordinary Titans mission. Like, Deathstroke is an age-old enemy of the Titans. He's the reason they disbanded, the reason they stopped doing what they were doing. So, you know, explaining it to them isn't easy, but then you wonder if Dick was a good leader, he actually would have told them. He would have actually shared that he, like, you know, like, what Donna was saying what Donna and Dawn said made sense. Like, you know, Donna said, you know, if you really want them to be good at being Titans, and if you really want them to be proper Titans, tell them about the mistakes we made. Teach them not to fuck up the way that we did. Teach them our mistakes. Tell them about our sins and everything. Like, you know, so they don't do the same thing. And especially with Dick leading them, he won't be able to help but incorporate history into it, even if he doesn't tell them correctly. So it's good, like, they're gonna find out one way or another. But this Jason going missing at the hands of their old enemy is probably the worst way to do it. It's probably one of the worst ways to do it. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, he you know, Deathstroke predicted it would go exactly down that way, because I think he, like, you know, having fought them, he knows exactly how they work too, and he knows how Dick works. Like, Dick is that kind of type. Like, you know, like the first season, you know, the Titans had disbanded, so he was struggling to be Robin without being Robin. He still had the suit, he still had the name, the tools, and everything. He still had everything Batman taught him, and he was struggling to leave that behind while still doing good. So now with this one, it's like, you know, he's still not Robin. He's not dressing up as Robin anymore. But he's still he's still figuring out what he is and who he is in this time now. Especially him actually having banded these new Titans together. So it's a tough journey. And so far I am enjoying how they're actually going about doing things. So yeah, Rachel's powers, I really want to talk about those. She's having some trouble. Whenever she sleeps, they come out. Whenever she sleeps, her powers come out, and it's like a big purpley black cloud of razor blades, according to Gar. Like, you know, Gar even tried to touch it and it just cut him. Like, it cut him in a very specific way, though. It was like there were like dots of blood along his wrist. It wasn't like, you know, like scratches or slashes or anything like that. It was very, very coordinated and stuff like that. So yeah, so I like it looked to me like, you know, I thought they were cuts at first, and then I took a close look and I was like, wait, they look like bites. They're like very, very specific bites, but I don't know how they work. But with Rachel's on her hips, they actually look like slashes and slices, like, you know, her powers are hurting her. But with him, I think if I go back to it, I think it should come up. Don't exactly know where in the thing it was though, but I'm sure I'll find it. It's when he woke her up, so should be soon. Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's literally like little dots. It's like little dots of blood along. Like there's blood coming out of it. For sure, there's little bubbles of blood, but it's like little very, very coordinated things around the wrists. So I don't know how that works. But yeah, but her powers are kind of going haywire in a way that she's not used to, and I think they addressed it. The fact that, you know, her powers she was originally conceived as a way to anchor him to this earth. You know, like as a way to anchor Trigon to this earth. Her powers were originally, like, the original purpose of her powers was to summon Trigon from the dimension he was banished to back to Earth, so that he could actually get back and actually do his finish off his work. So yeah, so then she went ahead. She went against that. Even after he gave her extra power, like the crushed her heart and then put it inside her head. Wait, so does she no longer have a heart? That's I think does she literally wear her heart on her face? Because like he ripped out her heart and then crushed it, and then it turned into a diamond that he put on her head. So does she just not have anything in her chest anymore, like behind her ribs? Like does she just like is her heart literally pumping out of her? I don't know how that works, but either way, it's just like a concern I had. But yeah, but he gave her that extra power so that she could walk with him. She could do the destruction with him, and then she went against that. She used her power instead. She used that extra power instead to banish him back to that dimension. So now, yeah. So like now, I think, yeah. So like now, her powers were not fit. Her powers were not originally intended for any purpose other than actually helping Trigon, or even or at the very least summoning him so that he could do his own thing. But now that she's gone against it, she's rewritten her destiny. She's chosen her own destiny, chosen who, you know, gone against who she was originally planned to be, and being her own person. I think it's kind of, it seems somewhat more logical that her powers are kind of readapting for that purpose. Her powers don't know how to exist other than to actually work as forces of darkness. So like, when her mind is asleep, her powers become somewhat more sentient and actually start to kind of pick up a role of their own and start to act out on their own and stuff. And especially when she tries to use her powers, because these ones are very new to her, it kind of lashes out like when she killed Rose. I thought we lost Rose right there and then. That, I mean, it would have been a very, very shocking ending for sure. I genuinely thought we actually lost Rose right there and then. I thought that's it. Rose is gone. Now the deal's off. So now Deathstroke is going to come at them, you know, harder than ever. But no, I was pretty sure she either snapped her neck or her back. There was bone cracking. There was definite bone cracking. So I figured, okay, either her neck is gone or her back is gone. But either way, she's dead. She has to be dead. And it very much seemed like, even the way her body was kind of, you know, planted on the floor, like her arm in one place and her hips kind of rotated and shit, like it seemed very obvious that she was dead. And then afterwards she just starts like, even the way she puts herself back together, like her fingers cracked and then her arms cracked and then her neck cracked and then her leg cracked and then just her like just rotating in all these different places. Like, I don't know what I got Grudge vibes, like the way the Grudge kind of, you know, reforms herself and then climbs all the way up and down the floor and the stairs and everything. I got Grudge vibes. I don't know why I got Grudge vibes, but yeah, but she didn't do any crawling. She didn't do any creepy crawling. She literally just kind of, you know, fixed herself back up and snapped her bones back into place and everything. So it was cool to see. It was cool to see. But yeah, no, but then that proves then for Rose, she can heal. She can heal. I mean, she's taken falls. We've seen her take falls before. We've seen her jump from a car park into like an office window and, you know, heal from that. So she can heal. But more than that, even if she is killed, she can still resurrect herself somewhat. And actually, yeah, like, they didn't check her straight away. It was like a good few seconds afterwards that Dawn actually checked her heartbeat and said she's alive. So I think in that time, even if she was clinically dead, her body still had enough kind of energy to actually still resurrect itself and do some healing and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, had they checked her straight away, they might have sensed that she was dead, but, you know, it was like a few seconds afterwards that Dawn slowly approached her, checked the pulse, and said, oh, don't worry, she's still alive. But then comes the cracking and the rearranging and everything. So then again, so the bio enhancements that, because I think Slade must have had kids after becoming Deathstroke. There's no way. I think it's highly unlikely that he had kids before he became Deathstroke, because I think he would have been fairly young when he underwent all those experiments that gave him those bio enhancements, and then after that he clearly met someone and then he had kids. So yeah, so then that would be the only that would be the only logical explanation. Like, you know, if Rose can heal, it's because Deathstroke can heal himself. Like, you know, like that genetic those enhancements, whatever they were. Because I mean, bio enhancements. I don't know if that would exclusively mean like serum after serum after serum, or if it would actually mean like he has like some kind of metal plating or like actually cyborg bits underneath somewhere or what else. But, I mean, he's a great combatant. He's a great combatant. He has like fast reflexes and super fast. I mean, I'll get to that in a minute. But still, like as a fighter, he is very, very fast. He's very strong, very powerful. So that kind of stuff comes with training too. But healing, reflexes, and stuff like that stuff could be enhanced. So that's what's passed down to Rose, at least some of which at least. So she can heal. So does that mean Jericho's really dead then? That was something I was questioning as soon as I saw Rose healing, because I was like, okay, Rose is his daughter. She has those genetically inherited kind of traits. So then wouldn't Jericho need to have the same thing? Like the one, disadvantage, I guess you could say, what he has is the fact that he's actually mute. But then that could have, that is clearly from like some other kind of injury. Like the cut on his neck would signify that that's from another injury. So yeah, but then would that mean Jericho's really dead? Because we still don't know how Jericho died. We still don't know what actually happened to him. But all we know is that it also relates to how the Titans now operate. Some of them were opting to get rid of Rose by handing her over, since she was who Slade really wanted it in exchange for Jason. So they were very, very quick to actually want to hand over. Some of them were very quick to want to hand over Rose. But also because they knew the price that they would have to pay for messing with another one of Slade's kids. Like Rose was picked up by Dick. He didn't know who she was when he picked her up, but with Jericho, that was fully intentional. They tracked him down. They found out he had a son, tracked him down, and used him to get to Deathstroke. So they know the price they had to pay for doing that. So I think it could have been that they got him killed in the process, and in revenge, Deathstroke fought them off, all of them, and brutally wounded them to the point where they all disbanded the Titans because of what they did, and what it resulted in. So that kind of prevented most of them from wanting to mess with another one of Wilson's kids again, like anyone else from the Wilson family tree. But yeah, so then that makes you wonder if Jericho could still be alive, because if she has it, then he must have some kind of enhancement too. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like he might be alive. Yeah, he might be alive, but no one knows it, because I don't think because I think if he was still alive, Deathstroke. Because I think Deathstroke must not know either. Because if he was alive and Deathstroke knew, then he would have told Rose, "Oh, your brother's actually alive, so there's no point in attacking me." But he let her try and attack him, and he fought her back anyway. He fought her back, took her eye and everything, or at least disabled one of her eyes. But yeah, I feel like he must not know either. Deathstroke must not know either, and because I think, what would he gain from keeping that knowledge from her? Because she went after, she claims she went after Slade in vengeance for Jericho, because Slade killed Jericho. So yeah, but then I don't know. That story doesn't match up then, because then why? Unless the Titans using Jericho to get to Slade got him caught in the crossfire, perhaps. And maybe that's a story that maybe that's a story that Slade hasn't told her, oh, I didn't kill him, the Titans got him involved in this, and he got caught in the crossfire, I never actually meant to kill your brother. But I feel like he would have told her that already, though. I feel like he would have actually, informed her of that. So I don't know what it is. I think, all in all, I think Jericho could still be alive. Jericho could definitely still be alive, and no one really knows yet. No one really knows. Either no one knows, or maybe Slade knows, but he's keeping that information to himself, because he thinks, maybe in that case, maybe the revenge he really wants is against the Titans for getting him involved in the first place. He's never going to let that go. They actually put his son in danger, his family, and he's keeping him somewhere safe and stuff. Because in the last episode we saw Deathstroke himself, Slade actually tracking down Jericho, and he was just watching him through the window. He just kind of keeping an eye on him, just keeping tabs on him. But then the other woman who he was with, I don't know if she's the mother. I don't know if she's the wife. Because I think it would make sense that if she and Jericho knew who Slade really was, that he was Deathstroke, he was a contract killer, one of the deadliest assassins, and he was in that line of work, they'd want away from him. Whether they saw him as a danger to their lives or as a killer, whichever one, they knew that he was dangerous and that they wanted away from that life, so that's why they moved away. And he let them, but in his own, secretly, he still keeps tabs on them. So that's why she was so afraid of having the curtains open, because she knew that, knowing Deathstroke and how resourceful he is and how good he is at what he does, he would be able to keep an eye on them without them knowing. So yeah, I don't know, but I feel like Jericho could still be alive, and Slade could know. His revenge is for the main reason he wants revenge is for them actually getting him involved, or maybe he doesn't know. Maybe Jericho still being alive could be the biggest twist of all this season. He's actually revealed to still be alive, and this revenge mission is all for nothing. But I don't know. I'm calling it the road. Jericho's still alive. Jericho is actually still alive. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, back to Rachel's powers, though. Back to Rachel's powers. So, yes, I mean, Corey related to him. So Hank was relating to Jason on some level, and Corey, we had her relating to Rachel with her powers. Like, you know, her saying that, you know, on Tamaran, all the kids are given, like, a bracelet that suppresses their power. I forgot what she called it, but, she said that there's actually, like a bracelet that they're given as children, as infants, I think she said. That suppresses their power, so that once they actually reach a level of maturity and understanding of their powers, then they get to take them off and actually use them. But with Corey, her powers wouldn't stay suppressed or something. Like I think, yeah, like she was given a bracelet, but her powers just wouldn't stay suppressed. Like she was never meant to hide them or stop them from coming out. Like her powers would just come out and she'd still be using them. So yeah, so that sounds cool. I mean, yeah, it sounds cool to an extent. I mean, obviously, you know, if your kids get powers, like, you know, kids can go haywire with certain stuff. So you want to make sure that they understand what they're getting into. But then the bracelets kind of help put things on hold and stuff like that. But then, you know, like the point of her sharing her story was to show that, you know, like people like them are destined to be special and destined to use their powers for some kind of good. And Corey and Rachel have done nothing but that. They've tried to help people. They've tried to help each other. And which is ironic considering that Corey was originally sent here to hunt down and kill Rachel in the first place. So, yeah. But yeah, but that was a cool kind of connection forged between them even more. Like, you know, Corey is one of the hearts of this team. Corey is definitely becoming the heart of this team. Even talking to Donna and, you know, just being there for everyone and just, you know, like trying to understand this stuff. Like, I love Corey this season. I love her. I love her this season. Anna Diop is doing such a great job as her. So I really look forward to seeing more of her. And then, yeah, the combat at the end. So yeah, I'd say my only kind of criticism, my only kind of, you know, issue, if you can even call it that, is the fact that the Deathstroke suit, the Deathstroke suit is cool to look at. It's very, very cool to look at. It's very, very armored. It's very sleek. It's, you know, much shinier than what we used on the Arrowverse. Like the Arrowverse was just like, you know, body armor and like a plastic helmet and everything. With this one, it looks sleeker, like actual body armor, like actual, you know, strong stuff. But that it looks kind of bulky. It looks like, you know, I even have like Titans wallpaper on my desktop, and I have like this scene, just looking at him standing with his sword out and everything. Like, you know, it's like it's very kind of it looks clunky. It looks clunky. Like when he stands, it looks very, very intimidating and imposing. But when he walks, especially when Dick was giving himself up to him and he was walking out from the side, like it looks very, very clunky. Like it's kind of difficult to move in, and it's very stuffy and everything. Which, when you have that level of padding and that level of armor, and even the shoulder pads look like the size of his freaking head, it can be tough. I think it can be tough. So that, like, seeing it in that moment kind of made me worried for the combat. I was like, you know, okay, is the combat gonna look okay? Is he gonna be as good and as fast as Deathstroke is known to be? And it wasn't terrible. Like. He wasn't as fast as I expected. Because Deathstroke, especially after playing Arkham Origins, seeing the battle between, seeing the fight between Batman and Deathstroke and Arkham Origins, like that stuff is, I mean, that's a video game, so it's programmed to perform a certain way. You can easily, you know, make him a speedster within that, but still, like, I feel like it's somewhat more of an accurate depiction of how he would fight. Like, he's fast, he's strong, he's calculated, he knows what he's doing. And this one, again, he wasn't terrible. He was not terrible, but, you know, he stood his ground very well. And even seeing Corey and Dick tag teaming him reminded me of Cap and Bucky tag teaming Iron Man in Civil War, except in this one, Iron Man actually fights back and he knows what he's doing. I think even seeing the way that Dick and Corey fought back, like, you know, Corey using her hands, like, you know, she had some kind of power in her hands that, you know, like, allowed her to block the bullets and shield them, and Dick just doing like a backflip and grabbing the bulletproof vest and using that, like, you know, him pulling out the gun, just like boop 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 boop, just unleashing shots everywhere. You know, he was like, they were all doing their bits. It was a really, really enjoyable fight scene. But seeing the suit in action, it's like, you know, like part of me wonders, like, you know, I mean, I was surprised, but, you know, very, very happy with the fact that Corey stood her ground. Like, you know, Corey, she's never fought Deathstroke before, so like, you know, and we haven't really like heard of her having much combat training. Like she can handle herself even without her powers. She can handle herself, and this fight scene proved it. But Deathstroke being Deathstroke, I was kind of surprised that, you know, he seemed to somewhat be going slow on her. And I think it made me wonder, like, you know, could that be because of the suit? Could the suit actually be kind of heavy for him to move in? And so, like, it maybe looks slow, but then he's been Deathstroke for so long, he should be used to it by now. He should have adapted to that, but yeah, I don't know. Again, the suit, it's cool to look at, but you have to wonder, in terms of practicality, does it actually work? Like, does it actually help him move as fast as he wants to? Does it actually help him be as agile as he wants to be and stuff like that? But I don't know. But Corey, my God, Corey stood her ground. She stood her ground, even with Dick, you know, out of the picture. You know, even with that, you know, she stood her ground. She did, you know, hand-to-hand combat. She went toe-to-toe with Deathstroke, and she still survived. She survived. She got blasted back with the last 3 little blue grenades, but she stood her ground overall. So she did her thing and stuff. So she fought Deathstroke for the first time and survived. Not many people can say that. So yeah, it was cool. It was super, super cool seeing her in action. But Jason, oh my God, Jason at the end. So he still set off the bomb. Deathstroke still set off the bomb, and you know, and he collapsed the ledge that Jason was on. But then Jason, you know, he quickly grabbed onto the rest of the ledge, and I'd say it's hard, like, you know, especially when it's like leather padded gloves, like what Robin wears is like padded leather gloves with, like, you know, armor around the knuckles and everything, so that his punches land easier and stuff. But even, you know, Dick with his bare skin, like with his bare skinned hand hanging on to padded gloves and stuff, I think it's easy to slip, especially if you're sweating, which Dick probably was under the stress and the, you know, the trauma that he was going through and stuff. You know, he well, I mean, trauma is probably like an overkill word, but still, like, what he was going through, he's probably sort of sweating as well, so that makes it harder to actually hang on to that. So I felt the more I watched it, the more I felt like, you know, oh, he's probably gonna slip and he's gonna fall and something's gonna happen. But I did not expect that cutaway. I thought, you know, I was hoping in the last minute something crazy would happen, like Gar would fly in as like a bird, like as like a giant bird, and just break his fall, or Rachel would maybe come in. Like, because I think she had like wings. Like when she killed Rose, she like it looked like the purple cloud behind her formed like wings on either side. So I thought, you know, maybe she might fly in and catch him, or something might happen. But no, we cut away. We see him falling, and then we cut away. So I don't know if they're gonna kill Jason. I don't know if that's actually the way they're gonna go. I do not know if that's the way they're gonna go. And then if he dies, and then I don't know. I mean, no, I don't know if that would work. No, I was gonna say maybe if he dies and then comes back as a Red Hood after a while or something, like after like maybe next season. But I mean, next season isn't even out yet, so I've got plenty of time to catch up. Thank God. But no, I don't know if that would work. Because I think even originally it was because Joker pretended to kill him, and then Batman moved on, that Jason stopped being Robin and became Red Hood and stuff. So I don't know if that would work with this, but and the way they cut away, you can't help but think, is he gonna die, and how's that gonna change the story? Because first they lose Garth to Deathstroke, even as like a shock. But now with this one, even with them trying as hard as they can to fight for Jason, they still lose him. So now it's just proof that they really just can't beat Deathstroke. They really can't beat. Like first time he takes him out with a surprise sniper shot, but this time he actually takes him out in front of them and everything. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but then there was a helicopter that came in. I don't know what that was. The chopper came in. It was there at the building that they were at the top of the skyscrapers. I don't know what the helicopter was. If that was there to catch Jason, or if that was there for something else. But like a helicopter came in, and the lights were shining on the skyscraper where they were and everything. So I don't know what the purpose of that was, but it was there. But yeah, the combat stuff, I will say I enjoyed. I loved seeing Corey go toe-to-toe with Deathstroke. I loved it, like a Dick. I think he had his Robin staff back, because I thought at first it looked like just like another like kind of like construction pole or something. But then when he actually had it held out in visible light, you could see like the ends were kind of similar to how the Robin staff is when he actually expands it. Like, you know, it has like a little handle in the middle, and then the ends of it are kind of padded and stuff. So it looked like the actual Robin staff that he had. But then he lost that too, so I thought maybe, you know, maybe Deathstroke cuts that in half too, just like Rose did with the bamboo sticks, and then he uses it as an excrement instead and starts fighting it like that. That would be more Nightwing training. I literally cannot wait to see if and when he actually suits up as Nightwing in this show, because that is the path of Dick Grayson. So seeing him actually become Nightwing, I think that is clearly the path they're going down with this season too. Like, you know, Dick knows he's not Robin, but he does know that he is someone. He is something. He is a vigilante and a hero of some sort, but he's just definitely not Robin. He needs to become his own kind of hero. So I wonder how and when that might happen. I mean, I'm excited for the journey. I don't want them to throw in Nightwing just for the sake of it. Like, you know, the satisfaction comes from seeing his journey develop as Dick Grayson becoming Nightwing. So I'm here for it. However it goes down. But I am curious to see how it does. But yeah, the combat stuff was great. I keep circling back to that point. The combat stuff was great, and I just can't wait to see what happens to Jason. I pray someone's actually going to catch him mid-fall, like maybe, you know, Dawn or Hank or someone's just, you know, a few windows down and they can catch him as he falls or anything. I mean, that would probably lead to some kind of whiplash, like, you know, he just gets stopped suddenly in mid-air. But I don't know. It's Jason though. He's trained, so I don't know. But we'll see. But yeah, that is pretty much it. And yeah, Dr. Light died. We say goodbye to Dr. Light. Dr. Light actually, you know, stuck Jason's tracker. Deathstroke stuck Jason's tracker in Dr. Light and left him as like a kind of little a gift to a contact gift to the Titans to actually contact them and let them know what the deal was and what his play was. So yeah, Dr. Light is gone. Like just one bullet to the head and then boom, he's gone. So he died listening to heavy metal. I mean, he probably loved it. He loved it enough to use it to amp him up to face the Titans. So he died, like, you know, Deathstroke let him die doing what he loved. He died listening to heavy metal in his van, ready to fight the Titans. And then yeah, so I mean, it's not a terrible ending. It's not a half terrible ending, but yeah, I think it would have been cooler to see. I mean, the Titans wouldn't have killed him. I don't think the Titans would have actually killed him. Like, they would have incapacitated him and taken him in, but Deathstroke being Deathstroke, he kills him. So yeah, but yeah, I think, yeah, again with Deathstroke, I will say I love the way the suit looks, especially the red crosshair in his thing, the red crosshairs in one of his eye sockets. I don't know if he actually uses that. If he can actually use that to like zoom in on people or mark them on his little HUD. If he has like a HUD and he marks them as targets or something. I don't know. I don't know if he has any actual gadgets within the suit besides the grenades he has and stuff, but either way it looks cool. And the color scheme is very on point. You know, one side is black, the other side is kind of like a yellowy orange thing. Like in Arrow, we had like a bright orange and a black side. So with this one, it's very, very similar. But yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see what's left. But yeah, that is all I have. That is pretty much all I've actually taken note of in this season. So yeah, going forward, I think we'll definitely just wait and see what happens with Jason. If someone catches him, if he dies, what happens, how it affects the team, any of that stuff, and how the team actually continues to kind of, you know, fight Deathstroke and how they plan on taking him down. I think Dick should probably go to Bruce. Bruce must know about this guy. Bruce has to know about Deathstroke and how to fight him and how to defeat him. So I think, you know, Bruce especially would have that kind of reason. I mean, we likely won't see him suiting up. I think as much justification as it would be like Ian Glenn having been Jorah Mormont and having fought as him before. Like I think, you know, Jorah Mormont and Batman are two very different people. So I don't really think you know, Ian Glenn will be suiting up as Batman anytime soon. But seeing him as Bruce Wayne, he has knowledge, he has resources, he has all that kind of available stuff. So I think it would be very, very logical and very, very useful for Dick to visit him and see what his perspective is on this, how he should tackle him this time. But we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that is all I've got. So that was Titans episode 5 of season 2, titled Deathstroke. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on Titans, and what you think happens to Jason and all that good stuff. Once again, the full-length reaction is over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is it. So, I will see you guys next time.